Good morning.
Good morning.
All is truly well in the universe. That's what I know about life. It is sometimes a lofty intellectual statement, unless you make that wonderful little drop from the intellect into the inner knowing, which is the soul, the spirit of life itself. So there's no time like the present. When we get into the field of mind, there is no past, present, or future. They merge into one medium. That is a quote from the Science of Mind textbook. I'm going to repeat that. When we get into the field of mind, there is no past, present, or future. They merge into one medium. So right here, in this moment called now, this is it. This is it. And it's it because here is the moment that we've been waiting for, isn't it? It truly is. Right here is the experience we've dreamed of, prayed for, and or planned for. Really, you say? How so? How so, Michael? Well, this right here is the only moment that we can actually live. Physiologically, our bodies are breathing, functioning, and our brains are synapsing, doing their perfect function when? Right now. It's perfect function right now. And not 1 nanosecond sooner or later. It's doing it now. The human body always lives in the present. If you really want to think about that, it always lives in the present. Because it knows nothing other than. So goes the mind of God. Active in each moment of limitless possibility. Expansive potentiality. I love when Deepak Chopra says, potentiality. You go, yeah, potentiality. I get that when you say potentiality. And so we, as unique expressions of this one mind of God, this potential, we express out of this field of possibility. We, as our minds, have the ability to conjure up and regurgitate all sorts of juicy stuff, don't we? I do. You and I, in our own minds, remember, relive, and rekindle every emotion of our past, if we choose to. Is it exciting? Yeah. Is it scary? Sometimes. Sometimes it is. Now, a few of us love to bring up all that stuff because we just can't let them go. Anybody else here but me do that? A couple. 1, 2, 3 people. Hey, you've all been saved. Yeah. So our minds offer up this gift of imagination of what might be in the next moment, the next day, the next week, or a lifetime. Our minds can imagine. They do imagine. I have a great imagination. And our minds have the flexibility to be able to move our thinking anywhere we choose to go. Anywhere we choose to go. So where do you go in your own mind? Where do you go? Do you live in current time? Now, I'm not talking Pacific Daylight Savings Time. But do you live in current time? Do you immerse yourself in what is happening now? Or into a sea of mental uncertainty? An uncertainty of polar opposites, which I refer to as the push and pull of the past and the future. Living in this push and pull is living a reactionary coexistence. I've been there. I know of what I speak. Many of you probably know what you speak to. We've all been in situations where we've gone, ah! Why is this happening to me? Well, the truth is, we live in this state of mind because many times we claim we're, what, only human. I'm only human. So, yeah, if they're doing it, I should be able to do that too. We're all only human. The truth is, we are only spirit. We're only spirit. And I believe that our human form is the vehicle for God to have its expression. And I believe we are here to show God a good time. So what are you and I expressing? Is it a good time? Is it a good time? Are we coming from unconditional love? Or conditioned responses? Or unconscious needs? I use unconscious because most of the time when we come from a need, we're not fully conscious until, guess what, the effect shows up later on. Then we become a bit more conscious, don't we? So an unconscious need is one that we aren't really sure is going to maybe happen until it shows up, until it's regurgitated. And so I like the acronym for NEED, never-ending expectations and demands, or desires. I changed to desires. And a need is unconscious most of the time. Now, we all know needy people, don't we? We can spot that. It's usually spotted out there rather than in here. Ram Dass writes, and I quote, "A feeling of aversion or attachment toward something is your clue that there's work to be done." A feeling of aversion or attachment toward, I'll say anything, is your clue that there's work to be done. Remember, our minds have the ability to take us anywhere we want to go. Do we want to sail on this sea of uncertainty? Your direction determined by the compass called need? Or do you want to realize more of the supportive nature of divine mind and the laws of its generous nature? The law is very generous in what it does for us because it does exactly for us what we give it. That's all it can do. In a previous lesson, I talked about the law of mind is our personal assistant. It's our yes man. Whatever we offer it, it says yes, because it's by its nature is what it does. Well, I say yes to number 2. I want to be traveling in the awareness of greater truth. There is only this now moment. There is only this now moment. So affirm with me. This moment is the only moment I am truly living. Do you believe that?
Yes.
I do. And so the theme for today's lesson is for us to celebrate playtime beginning right now because there's no time like the present. There's no time like right now to show God a good time. What are we waiting for? Reverend Louis, in his lesson last Sunday, he asked the question, to play or not to play? And what was the answer? Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, let's play. Let's play. The purpose of today's lesson, then, is to gain a deeper understanding of the influence of both our past and the future of ourselves, and our ability to live and stay in the now. So let's start with the ideas of the past. The past means what? Done that already. Done that already. There's an old familiar saying, been there, done that. Been there, done that. Bought the t-shirt. Been there, bought the t-shirt. I've gathered some great t-shirts in my life.